Public schools in Texas could soon lose their immunity in sex abuse cases. This is Thursday, May 15th, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Welcome to the Texas Minute. Thanks for spending part of your Thursday with us. If you've been listening to the Texas Minute for a while, please consider giving us a rating, and if you have time, leave a review. Your feedback helps us improve the show. Let's get to the news. Members of the Texas House have now given their approval to a constitutional amendment securing parental rights in the Lone Star State. Senate Joint Resolution 34 was initially filed by Republican Brian Hughes of Mineola. The proposed amendment would specifically establish that parents, not the state, have an inherent right to the care, custody, and control of their children. Voters must now approve the amendment in November. Jeremy Newman of the Texas Homeschool Coalition said that if voters agree, Texas will be the first state in the union to enshrine parental rights in its constitution. With 3 newly elected members in place, the Blue Ridge City Council voted this week to undo its annexation of 2 Muslim-owned properties that were slated for development, addressing months of citizen complaints about the proposed Islamic communities. The developments have been in the works for 5 years, but they dominated the city's last 2 council meetings as final approvals became imminent. Back in March, residents of Blue Ridge and surrounding areas asked council members to delay a scheduled vote to approve development agreements for the projects. Residents raised concerns about the strain on city services and infrastructure, and they questioned whether the developments could become religiously segregated communities. They also noted technical issues involving the city's annexation agreements with the property owners. A spokesman for the Muslim developers told Texas Scorecard he wasn't sure what the next steps will be for the projects. A group of Republican congressmen, including several from Texas, are publicly pressuring the Speaker of the House to act swiftly to codify President Donald Trump's executive actions into permanent law. In a letter sent this week, the lawmakers warned that without congressional action, many of the Trump victories, quote, are at risk if a Democrat returns to the White House. Among the Texans signing the letter were Keith Self of McKinney, Brandon Gill of Flower Mound, Randy Weber of Friendswood, and Michael Cloud of Victoria. The signers specifically call on House Speaker Mike Johnson to maintain the same sense of urgency that House Republicans applied earlier this year to passage of a significant budget package. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
With school sex abuse cases on the rise, members of the Texas House have passed legislation this week that would help families hold school districts accountable by removing public schools' immunity from civil liability when students are sexually abused. Legislation by Republican State Representative Mitch Little of Louisville would remove sovereign immunity from school districts for both acts and omissions by their professional employees that constitute crimes of sexual misconduct or failure to report suspected abuse. The measure must be approved by the Senate and sent to the governor before June 2nd if it's to take effect. An analysis by the parent advocacy group Texas Education 911 found thousands of cases of educator sexual misconduct were reported to the Texas Education Agency over a 3-year period, yet, as Mr. Little told his colleagues on the House floor, enforcement actions have ranged from inconsistent to non-existent. Democrats tried to play gotcha with Mr. Little. Here's Democrat State Representative Jolanda Jones questioning Little. Note the long silence as she tried to recover from his answer and the reaction from the House chamber.
Mr. Little, may I ask why this bill doesn't extend to private schools that receive voucher money?
because they're not immune from suit. In fact, I've sued some of them.
Okay, thanks.
Numerous states have enacted similar laws during the past several years, including Pennsylvania, North Carolina, California, Michigan, Maryland, and New York. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Luca Cacciatore, Aaron Anderson, and Brandon Waltons. Our producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.